within, who is saying, "Where's your mummy?" Leonie reaches for a bauble, a shiny thing, sparkling. There's a chocolate bell, too, and she drops the fruit bar to take it in her hand. "Whose child is this?" calls the stranger, as the man from behind the counter comes forward, rubbing his hands together, his eyes wide with concern. "Mama?" says Leonie to the shopkeeper, recognizing nothing but the worry in his expression. Her bottom lip wobbles in uncertainty. Then her grip on the foil-covered decoration is lost, and it hits the floor tiles, smashing into pieces that scatter from the wrapping as it splits. There is stillness as she looks at all the bits in turn, her face registering surprise. This, seemingly, is the most upsetting thing. She shuts her eyes to cry, face to the ceiling, fists clenched, mouth open, revealing 8 perfect teeth. The customer crouches, hovering his hand near the toddler, saying, "Shh, it's okay, don't worry, we'll find Mama." Both of the adults expect a loud noise and brace themselves for it. But when the cry comes, it is a faint, keening whisper, like distant wind. The child's face is posed in a scream, but there is hardly a sound. The 2 men exchange a glance, agreeing that something is wrong, but at this moment there are bigger problems than the strangeness of this cry. The customer starts to pat the toddler on the shoulder, the pads of his fingers barely making contact, and all the time he's glancing around, talking to the shopkeeper, saying, "Did you see who she was with?" Leonie opens her eyes and screams silently into his face. The soundlessness of it makes it worse, somehow, than if the scream were deafening. The man stands, snatches another chocolate decoration from a branch, and gently takes one of the child's trembling fists in his hand. He unpeels the small fingers, places the confection on her upturned palm. Her mouth shuts, and she inspects the red Santa figure, turning it over, searching for how to open it. She hiccups once. Snot runs down her chin. The bell on the door rings as the shopkeeper yanks it open. He steps outside and looks both ways, then up at the darkening sky and finally down at the handbag, spilling its contents. He walks forwards, nudges the pile of nappies with a toe, notes the keys, the packet of wipes. He's looking for a phone or a wallet with something like ID in it. But there's nothing. The coin purse contains only cash. He picks up the empty handbag, weighs it in his hand. He finds a pocket at the front and unzips it. Inside is what he thinks is a rock, but on closer inspection is a seashell. 1 or 2 snowflakes swirl in the wind, landing on the concrete and making wet speckles. In the distance, the seals call to each other across the waves, making a sound like human screams. But besides a slight jerk to the head, the man doesn't react. If you live here, it's a familiar sound, the seal song, like that of the waves and the gulls. The sea sighs as the tide licks the shore, sucking the surface of the beach into new shapes, gentle, curving undulations different from yesterday, that will be different tomorrow, and with every tide that turns. Just out of sight, a small pile of clothes, buried in haste in the sand, is covered up by the advancing water. Gentle eddies loosen the folds of the fabric, so that a parka slowly unfurls like a flower opening in the darkness. Soon the sea will probe further, uncovering the heel of one boot. Later, the clothes will be completely removed from their rudimentary hiding place by the many strong hands of the currents. Later still, they will be